This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Double check your notifications are on. And if you hit that like button, double check it's working properly, because you know these bad actors are working overtime to suppress the channel because they're terrified of more people becoming aware of the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Guys, listen. These bad actors are working overtime suppressing AMC. And the reason they're doing that is because AMC is making revenue hands over fist. So they know AMC is not going to go bankrupt. So the only way for them to manipulate the price down is through dark pools, spoofing, washing, and a whole lot of other shenanigans. If you look, the average dog pool volume over the last 30 days is 73%. But yesterday, the dog pool volume was only like 56%. And you know what this tells me? This tells me that is why we had a green day, okay? Whenever the dog pool volume goes under 70, usually we'll have a green day. And they got it down to 56.74%. I believe that is why we had a green day, but it doesn't mean there wasn't a whole lot of shenanigans yesterday. What they probably did, and this is just my opinion, I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. They sent all the buy orders into the dog pools, and then what they did was they started spoofing the sell orders. That's what they normally do. They started spoofing the sell orders or watching, selling back and forth between each other where no change of ownership really existed, and it served no other purpose than to push down the price. And when they raise up the spoofing, they don't need that much dog pool to manipulate the price when they raise up the spoofing, okay? Or they start washing. When they start wash selling, they need less dog pool abuse in order to keep the price down when they're washing, in order to keep the price down when they're spoofing. And the thing is this, the SEC can see the spoofing. The SEC can see the washing. The DOJ can see it. The FBI can see it. And what do they do about it? Absolutely nothing. Guys, our only hope is when their liquidity runs out and the banks abandon them with margin calls and forced liquidations, or we get these cases in front of a judge, in front of a jury, and in the discovery phase, we force them to turn over, or have the judge order them, rather, not force them. That's not a good word. Have the judge order them to turn over the blue sheets, turn over the trading history. And at that point, the SEC, the DOJ, the FBI are going to be forced to hold the bad actors accountable, because the evidence of the fraud and malfeasance would have been exposed inside a court of law. Bottom line is this. Everybody knows what these bad actors are doing. This is nothing new. Based on everything I've seen, they've been doing this for like 20 years. Spoofing, washing, dog pool abuse. They've been doing it for so long, it's become a regular part of their business model. And the SEC looks the other way. The DOJ looks the other way. The FBI looks the other way, as long as a majority of the victims of these crimes are retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. If these same crimes start affecting the 1%ers, then the SEC, the DOJ, the FBI, they step in and they hold bad actors accountable very, very fast, because they set the tone that you are not allowed to rob from other 1%ers. That will not be allowed. But if you rob from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules, we will practice willful blindness, because we don't care if they lose money, because they're not donating millions to politicians who determine what our agencies investigate, okay? Because that's really the bottom line. The politicians set the agenda, and they put people at the head of these agencies that are going to follow the agenda that they set. And who is really setting the agenda? You guys know. The bad actors. The bad actors. The ones that are robbing and stealing from retail investors every single day. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that when the dog pool volume goes down, we usually end up green on that day? And the crazy part is this. Imagine 56.74% dog pool volume is a low day for AMC. Anyway, have a great day. God bless. And I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.